Hello guys, excuse me, I have the hiccups at the moment. How are you going? Screezilla here, I hope you are all well. Today I'm showing you a replay of a battle in a Centurion Mk in sim mode. Now the Centurion is a pretty cool tank. It's pretty decent tank in War Thunder. It's like most English tanks, though. Unfortunately, it does suffer with the ammunition because it's got the solid ammunition. Well, when you're playing in realistic battles, you tend to suffer a lot because you do very little damage. Now, although you've got the fantastic gun, the 17 pounder on board, it's sort of oh gosh darn hiccups. It's got fantastic penetration. Your armor's quite weak. It's not the best armor in the world, which is rather annoying. The actual turret armor's pretty decent, and frontal armor works pretty well. You've got a good graduation on it. Sorry, 20 pounder on it, not 17. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a rough day today, including the hiccups, which will not go away, it seems. So, the Mark III ammunition, the basically armor-piercing ammunition, an issue in War Thunder is that it doesn't fragment, which it should do. There should be more fragmentation damage. What tends to happen is, especially in realistic battle, the round will just go straight through a tank, and you might kill one or two crew members. Luckily, if you're very lucky, you might even get a hit their ammo rack. But War Thunder, sort of, the ammo racks don't really do much. It's sort of just, unfortunately, it doesn't do anything generally. It's very hard to actually get an ammo rack blast off with the Centurion or any tier 4 British tank. Generally you'll find that the round just goes straight through, destroys the ammo, but doesn't set it off because there's no explosive charge to it, which it is pretty stupid because it's travelling at it's travelling at supersonic speed. You know, realistically, the friction alone would set it off. So here we are in sim battle facing the Germans. Now, I finally got some camo for my tank. I got the I made a bush tank, as you can see. Magnificent bush tank. Unfortunately, works great in realistic battle. Sim battles, it's not working out so well for me. You'll see why in a few moments, which makes this replay a little bit more more impressive, let's say, than it actually would normally be. So keeping an eye on our team there, we've got an IS-2 charging over there. I'm going slowly, I'm sort of flanking a little bit, sort of going towards A, but I'm really nervous, keeping an eye out. They've got a lot of planes up at the moment, and I know that they've got a Jägertiger waiting for us around the area as well. So I'm just waiting to get taken out from above. So I decided, well, it's time to get some cover, try and keep to the bushes, try and keep sort of hidden the best I can. I am so sorry for my hiccups, guys. I do apologise profusely about this one. T-44 over there. I know, I had a weird game the other day in sim battle where we were actually facing off against the Russians. And it was really hard because so used to facing off against Germans in some battle, and some of the Russian tanks and the American tanks look very similar from a distance. When you're close up you can sort of tell, but from a real big distance it's very hard. So you sort of panic a little bit, and it was really difficult actually to tell them apart. We had an American tank push into the enemy lines and was facing towards us, and we shot it, of course, thinking it was a Russian tank. I think it was the I can't remember which one it was, but it had a similar silhouette to a T-44. And from a distance, you know, from about 10 kilometers, well, sorry, about 2 or 3 kilometers away, it was very hard to see. So I sort of see the tiger over there and think, well, okay, I'm going to have to take some shots at this guy. This is where I come into the problem of aiming. As you see there, as soon as I go into my gun mode, I can't see jack shit. So, this is not good. There's also a lot of tigers and Kugelblitzers around. So, I creep up around this house, use my binoculars. He's not facing towards me, so that's a good thing. Fire off a shot, get a hit, but bounce at that angle, fair enough. Another shot, hit the track. Okay, so trying to keep my aim up, but it's very tricky at this, doing it just with binoculars alone. Now, he's facing towards me, so it's time to get the hell out of dodge. Managed to hit his transmission and his machine gunner though. And luckily there is a friendly super perishing, I think it is, going up towards him. And call out to let him know there's a Yao Tiger there, and Super Hellcat, sorry. So I go across here, a bit of a dangerous move, but well, I've got to move somehow. I can't just sit around waiting. So I'm keeping an eye out for him, and I'm trying to keep him distracted as well. So I'm hoping he'll not be looking, hoping not shooting at me, but I'm hoping he'll be looking at me and not the Hellcat. This is where I notice there's also a Kugelblitz. Now, one of our friends tells us there's a Kugelblitz sitting in A, so the Hellcat's going up there, so I decide to move over to A and have a little bit of a look-see. Now, I hope you're all going well as well, guys. Not going to bring up too much stuff, but with the recent American elections, there's a lot of fear and stuff in the world at the moment. So, basically, just keep safe, guys, and don't panic too much. I'm sure the world's not going to end too quickly. So, the Yag Tiger is now taken out. Good news. Now it's time to go and deal with this Kugelblitz. Don't notice the Panther to my right there. Of course, being sim battle, you don't have any markers, things like that, so you've really got to keep looking. It's both an advantage and a disadvantage, because, you know, sometimes you're like, well, you can't see a bloody thing. Sometimes you get sneak attacks on people. You know, you get lucky sometimes because people don't notice you. It makes it even harder though when you haven't got an actual gun sight to use. So I can see the Kugelblitz there. So I've got to get to a position I can actually hit him. Not having a gun sight is really affecting me here because, well, gun sights are really useful in this game. So, roughly calculate with my binos, switch over, get a hit. Sorry, I missed, sorry. Fire off some machine gun rounds towards it to call out to a friend. There we go, get a good hit. Take out the gunner and the commander, or the loader. Try and get another round off. Damage the guns. Good news, okay. again, call out to the Super Hellcat. The Kugelblitz is damaged. You know, gunner's down for the moment. Keep an eye on those windmills because that's where most people are going to be lurking around. God, I'm sorry, I'm making some terrible noises today with this video. So, been a good game so far. Kugelblitz just got blown up by the Super Hellcat. Now it's time to go and look into capping A. We've got no other contacts that are called out. I might switch on the bit down there so we can see what's happening. Panther over there, which I do not see at all. Now that I sort of notice it in my eye, keep moving though because I want to get a little bit of cover from this hill. So it's only my my gun turret showing. Luckily he misses. I snapshot by mistake. And my turret was not moving the way I needed it to. And he's buggered off out of there. Because he's been blown up, which is very handy, thank you Super Hellcat. So, time to start capping. To the left there is a Tiger too. Bang, get a hit. Luckily, takes out my gunner and my loader. Surprisingly, I actually have 2 crew members alive still. One of the big problems with British tanks is the fact that you have everybody grouped up inside the turret. So one hit of an explosive round and you're fucked. Duck coming in there rather low. Now again, without gun sights, this is really hard because I am just basically having to snapshot or aim just with the without even looking. So I get a really lucky shot off there and actually kill him. Then I notice the Kugelblitz. Again, move out, fire off the machine gun, and I get a very lucky hit and take him out in one shot. Now it's time to start capping. Keeping an eye out for the enemy because I'm sure that some of them are going to be around. Something smacking me there. I think it was a plane. But I want to get out of here. I'm just repairing the tank here. Keeping my eye on the horizon. Couldn't see anything. My main goal is to get down low and get down towards the bridge. So I'm a little bit lower, I'm not so out in the open. Rushing it over there. Good. Ooh. Capping away. This is where I really get nervous because I sort of panic a little bit, thinking, well, there's going to be a tiger coming over a hill any second now. Also, aircraft are a bit of a pain in the ass. T-44 there, just keeping an eye out. Luckily, the team were communicating quite well in this match. A is now ours, and the game is also going to be ours. So, lesson learnt, move your bushes and check out in sim battle before you you actually play the game, because in realistic battle, you don't see these problems. In RB, your gun sight is actually through the actual turret, through the cannon itself, whereas with simulation battle, you're actually looking through your optics. So I suggest testing out in sim battle when you put on any camouflage. As you see, the battle went really well for me. 2 enemy kill assists, 2 kills, 1 zone captured. Quite a good bit of experience. Got the most kills out of anyone and assists out of anyone. And yeah, it was a really good game actually. Really fun little sim battle. But back to just quickly the British military, British tanks and things like that. It is very frustrating with the ammunition. Let's just go for a quick test drive. Put it realistic battle, because this simulation battle, actually British tanks are much stronger in sim battles than they are in realistic battle, which is strange, I know. But in simulation battles, you tend to have easier kills with the British rounds, whereas realistic battles, say this Panther here, let's fire. Now, taking out pretty much all his crew. Let's aim down a bit and try and get an ammo shot. In realistic battles, the British tanks tend to struggle because you don't tend to get, when you do hit ammo racks, they don't always explode. And it's very frustrating because realistically they should blow up. So when you're fighting in a realistic battle, you know, you've got more players to worry about first of all, but also you have the problem. Now, testing ground, yeah, you get ammo blowing up every time, pretty much perfectly. But when you're actually playing the game and people are angling slightly or moving around a little bit, you tend not to have those ammo go off. And it's really frustrating, especially when you're fighting against, say, a King Tiger or something like that. Now, you see in that position, just killed the loader, and loader alone. There we go. Now, me saying that there's issues with the ammo blowing up, all the ammo blows up, of course. But when you're firing these guns, you tend to have that issue of lack of shrapnel. So let's fire at the Panzer 5 there. Panzer 4, Panzer 5, always terrible Roman numerals. Let's fire at the front of it. So there we get some good kills. Okay, alright. But there should be some more shrapnel damage. Now let's fire towards, let's just fire at the turret. So you see how that turret's breached there? No kills on any of the crew. That one, yeah, we got the commander, but everybody sitting below and behind, no shrapnel damage. Again, no shrapnel damage. Even though there would be shrapnel bouncing around in that tank like buggery. So generally with the British tank, you're taking about 3 to 4 shots to kill anyone, unless you get very lucky and do get the ammo to explode, which doesn't happen very often. And it's very frustrating that that happens, because the British shots are very good, and they tend to be very good penetration. You know, you should be able to get more you should be able to get more shrapnel damage to the tanks than you do. And you can say, well, okay, well, you know, you're using the Mk 3 armor-piercing discarding salvo shells, whereas if you use the Mark 1, the ballistic capped, so, you know, blah blah blah, it will do a bit more damage. Yeah, it does, but the extra penetration of the salvo round, and also the fact that it should be basically shrapneling more once inside, is the main issue. So just fire around my mouse, just doing nothing there. So as I'm saying, like, it's very frustrating to be fighting a Tiger in any British tank with these rounds, because realistically, when you penetrate a tank, there is much metal shrapnel flying around, and even the tiniest piece, you know, 1mm long piece of shrapnel going into one of the crew members could kill them or incapacitate them. Now, I understand this is a game, but they do pride themselves on being a very realistic game. And that's the main selling point of War Thunder, is more of the realism than anything else. So, when you're actually fighting anything in this tank, you know, you've got to be really lucky and sort of get ammo explosions, things like that, because otherwise you're screwed. And it just does not happen when you're fighting a realistic battle that much. Whereas simulator battle, you get a much better sort of result. Like I was saying with the with that replay when I killed the Tiger, very lucky shot, but the frontal penetration with that discarding save in a realistic battle, it generally wouldn't actually do as much damage and kill the crew. From what my experience, it actually just sort of kills maybe the driver or the machine gunner. Whereas in simulation battle, you have a much better sort of shrapnel damage mode, I guess. So maybe War Thunder needs to look at this and actually do something about it. Okay guys, well, this is me out, and I'll catch you again soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about the hiccups and the coughing and things like that. Please like, comment and subscribe, and any feedback is welcome, and I will see you again soon. Have a great day, guys. This is Screezilla out.